I will make sure that I get my news coverage from a reliable source.
Hey players, good morning players, good morning players, all players, hey players, Musty Marjorie, Frumpy Duck. This is incitement of an insurrection. They suspended her without explanation. This witness wasn't shown on camera because she was underage, and a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Fry said to the motherfucking Duck, who said the mariachi band being placed outside of his house. This is Double Dee reporter for the Black Green News, where I'm black and the news is always accurate. Player, grab your teacup. It's time for Real Tea with Double Dee. Hey players, welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double Dee. Of course, I am Double Dee, and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. Again, I'm so excited to be with you all tonight so we can discuss some ooey gooey news that has been going on. Of course, we have this bombshell report that has came out regarding January 6th, and I cannot wait to get into it because y'all not going to believe what Musty Marjorie had to say today. Y'all, this is a hot boo-boo shitty mess. But honestly, this report is merely confirming what we already knew. But we're going to get into it. We're going to dig into it and go a little further into it. But first, I need to speak to everyone and let everyone know out there in YouTube land that I am recording my podcast. I'm recording this live on Facebook and YouTube. So I just want to let you all know that I am recording my podcast. So I may not be able to converse with you all as much as I would like to, but I appreciate you all for being here. And look, I got to say this. My co-host the host of my other show, the other show that I'm on called You Can't Make This Shit Up is in here. And he doesn't know that he's writing me from my actual page. So it looks like I'm writing you all, Double Dee Mother, but it's actually him. He's an administrator on my on my Facebook page, and I don't think he knows that he's actually logged in under my Blackcurate News account. So that's not me in the comments, y'all. That's actually him. That's Terry the Guru. He has his own podcast that he does, and we have a show together. And for the show that we do together, we broadcast it live on my Blackcurate News page. So he's in here commenting right now saying Double D and laughing his ass off at Musty Marjorie. But it looks like me, and it's not me, y'all. So I just want to let y'all know. He kills me. Terry is so freaking funny. And if you all have not caught the other show that I do called I Can't Make This Shit Up, we do it on Wednesday nights, and it is so freaking funny. And he and I have an awesome rapport. And he also has a show himself, a podcast himself. So once he gets in here, he can remind me of the name. The Knucklehead Chronicles is one. But once he realizes this, if he's still listening, he can let me know, and I'll let you guys know the name. Maybe if you want to check it out, I'll let you guys know. That is hilarious. Anyway, so we're going to get into some ooey gooey. Again, I'm recording this live on GSMC Podcasting Network, and if I don't get to converse with you, don't get mad at me. It's because I'm recording, and I really don't want people to know that I don't want my listeners on my podcast to feel left out. So that's the reason why I won't converse so much back and forth. But anyway, let's get into the ooey gooey. First of all, I want to tell you all this because I just read this and I got to drop this dime. So are you guys familiar with Elizabeth Holmes? Do y'all know who Elizabeth Holmes is? If you don't, let me just give you a brief synopsis, and then we'll get into the January 6th shit. Okay, so Elizabeth Holmes is the girl that conned billions out of people, out of all of these investors with this company called Theranos. You remember she's the blonde that went to Stanford. She didn't graduate. She said she developed this product that was supposed to test you for all of these different diseases with one little bit of blood, or with one little prick of blood. Do you all remember that? I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but this chick, she's freaking crazy. Okay. She conned, well, I don't even know if I would call her crazy. Would I call her brilliant or what the fuck? But she can't be brilliant because she got caught. But so she cons all these people out of $1 billion freaking bucks with this fake ass product that never freaking worked. I mean, she really hurt some people in this process because these people, she signed this $1 billion deal with Walgreens, saying that she's going to put her miracle machine into their stores, and they're going to be able to test blood with one little finger prick, and they're going to be able to test whether people have cancer, diabetes, all with one little finger prick of blood. This is like if you were to stick yourself for a diabetic test, those sugar meters or something like that. Baby, come to find out, she didn't even have any damn machines. The shit didn't work. But anyway, so she's on trial right now. If you don't know, she's on trial right now for wire fraud, which is horrible in itself. She's facing a long time in prison. But today it comes out in the Washington Arrangement that guess who else got conned by her ass. Guess who else got conned? And I'm sorry. Y'all can be mad at me all you want to, but I'm gonna have to laugh at this. Motherfucking Betty DeVos and her family got conned out of $100 million by Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. Elizabeth Holmes conned the DeVos family out of $100 million. This comes out in testimony today. Child, I declare, I was clutching my invisible damn pearls. They said that it came out in testimony after that the DeVos family actually visited the Theranos headquarters for 5 hours, and they ended up investing $100 million. Let me grab my teacup. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Oh, yes, honey, $100 million. Now, I know that's only a drop in the bucket for the DeVosses because they're filthy freaking wealthy. They're not rich. They're wealthy. But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I really enjoy this. This is some good soup. 100%, honey. Good soup, 100%. That ass got conned out of $100 million. Baby, grab them teacups because they're piping hot. Elizabeth Holmes conned the shit out of the DeVos family. Let me put that preface it. Let me put this in front of it. Allegedly, whatever, they got conned. And I must say, I was laughing my ass off. I actually put it on my Instagram because I was so excited to read it. Child, it couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. Oh, yes, they got scammed, honey. Maybe that's the reason why she was running amok and acting a fool with all these, with the student loans. Maybe she feeling some type of way because Elizabeth Holmes conned her and, she never finished college or anything. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, honey. But she got conned the fuck out of $100 million. Get your teacups and sip because I need one. Wasn't that good? Didn't that feel good? If that didn't feel good, I don't know what's wrong with you. You must don't have I don't have student loans, but I feel for all the people who have student loans, man. That's some messed up shit. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this Rolling Stone bombshell exclusive that dropped Sunday that had everybody on the edges of their seats, excited. They're ready to read this report. And really, it came out of nowhere, honey. It came out of nowhere because we weren't expecting this. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I took a break on Sunday and I really didn't dibble dabble in the news very much. So when I saw it on Monday, my ass was late. I had to go ahead and kind of put something out there real quick. So I didn't get a chance to dive into it until today. I actually dove into it and read the entire thing because the motherfucker is long as hell. So I actually dove into it, honey. So let's just go ahead and get to it. So we got two sources that are communicating with House investigators, and they detail a stunning series of allegations to Rolling Stone, including a promise of a blanket pardon from the Oval Office. Okay, so what went down is they have two people that spoke to the Rolling Stone. They were actually planners of this of the Stop the Steal rally, and also other rallies that were going down at the same time on January 6th. You know, there were several rallies that went down in several places on January 6th. Of course, the biggest one we know about is the one that was in Washington at the Capitol. But there were several of them all over the place, a plethora of them. And this was actually intentional. And let me tell you why it was intentional, because during this unveiling to the Rolling Stone, these two planners that they promised that they will be kept anonymous, so they didn't give any type of indication who this was going to be. So that part, the reason why they had all these little rallies in different places was because they wanted to put the squeeze on like senators that were going up to to do the electoral college thing. They wanted to put the squeeze on these senators that they felt like were low hanging fruit that could basically be intimidated by them to not vote. You know what I'm saying, for January 6th. Because if you vote to certify the election. Because if you remember, they only had a few senators that were actually going to object to the electoral college vote, if you guys remember that. So they had all of these little rallies that were going on in these prospective states that they felt like they had these senators that were pretty much low-hanging fruit that would be able to be flipped if you put a little pressure on them. So that was what was indicated in this article as well. So these two spoke with the writer of the article. His name is, I believe, Hunter. Yeah, Hunter Walker. They spoke with him, and basically they said that they communicated with several members of Congress during this entire thing, and I'll name the members of Congress that they spoke with. This was Paul Gosar, Lauren Boebert, Mo Brooks, Madison Cawthorn, Andy Biggs, and Louis Gohmert. If they weren't speaking with them, they were actually speaking with their staff about what they were going to, how this event was supposed to go down, how everything was supposed to happen during the rally. Okay, so they were all supposed to be meeting. They were depending on Mike Pence to actually not certify the election. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to object to this entire thing and have this whole entire display, and that was just supposed to stop everything. But if he didn't do it, Frumpy Dump was supposed to give some sort of signal. But let me explain to you what I mean when I say signal. Frumpy Dump was not supposed to tell them to walk to the Capitol, according to these planners. Like, they were all stunned by this. Like, that wasn't the signal that they were supposed to indicate. In fact, they felt like this whole entire thing just turned into a shit show after Frumpy Dump said, let's start walking to the Capitol. That's where everything turned, because they had all of these people out there that were down to do anything, and they really wasn't down for that. That wasn't a part of the plan. It really wasn't a part of the plan for them to act a fool at the Capitol. At least that's what these planners indicated. So they said, so the sources claim that they interacted with members of Trump's team, including former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who they describe as having an opportunity to prevent the violence. Both of whom have been granted immunity due to the ongoing investigation, described participating in dozens of planning briefings ahead of the day when Trump supporters broke into the Capitol as his election loss to Joe Biden was being certified. They said that they remember talking to Marjorie Taylor Greene specifically, and they remember talking to many members of her staff about how they were going to organize this rally. They said that Trump spoke at the rally, and Trump was supposed to speak at the rally, and he encouraged his members to march. That wasn't a part of the plan. They weren't supposed to do that. So I'm kind of messing up here, y'all. Let me get my shit together. Okay. Because I'm messing up on my notes then. Okay. So now we're moving on to Lauren Boebert. So they said that they would talk to Lauren Boebert's team, Carter's team, Gosar's team, like back to back to back. Like they would all call them and they would all be trying to basically organize this event, get people where they're supposed to be, make sure they have all the financials together, all of this. So then they said they spoke with Paul Gosar, and he was the one who dangled the possibility of a blanket pardon. Now, let me explain what the blanket pardon means, because people are thinking that this blanket pardon was supposed to be for any kind of crimes that were committed on January 6th, and that was supposed to be the case. It was supposed to be in an unrelated ongoing investigation. So, yeah. That's crazy that they even dangled that they even put that out there. They said in the meeting about pardons, and their names came up, and they said that they were working to submit the paperwork to the House Freedom Caucus to sign on and show support. And they also said that the rally planner described the pardon as being offered as encouraging to stage protests against the election. They basically were using this possibility of a pardon to try to get them to go ahead and plan and do what they were supposed to do as far as this Stop the Steal rally on that day. They dangled the possibility of these pardons in front of them. Hot child, this is a hot boo boo shitty mess. I know my son is not woke up, y'all. I know he just did not wake up. This is the first time he's ever done that. And it would be when I have something very important. Y'all gonna have to give me 5 minutes. I gotta go ahead and check on my kid. If you're new here, I'm a mother, and this may happen. Give me 1 moment, okay? Go to sleep. All right, y'all. I am so freaking sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to cut that part out because I'm so sorry, y'all. My son woke up. If you are new here on Facebook, I know I got a lot of new followers on there. That may happen when I go live because I have 2 babies and I have to take care of them. So sometimes they may, cry or something like that, and I have to do this once they go to sleep. So I apologize for that inconvenience. For the podcast, I'll just have to cut this part out. But anyway, child. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay, so they said, let me get a little sip of tea. Okay, so there were specific members that actually spoke with Frumpy Dump before the Stop the Steal rally, and these Congress members that spoke directly with Frumpy Dump were Mo Brooks and Madison Cawthorn, which I call him Meathead Matty. So Meathead Matty actually spoke with Trump on that day, and basically spoke with him about what they were planning to do on that day. Again, the fact that Frumpy Dump was not supposed to direct them to the Capitol, that's really sus to me. And I'm wondering Why are they saying that? Is that really the case? Did Frumpy Dump just decide to do that all in one little whop? Like, what made him decide that that was the time to go ahead and lead them to the Capitol? And what did he think was going to happen? Frumpy Dump has so much culpability in this situation that it is freaking ridiculous. And so I really don't understand how he hasn't been deposed yet, because of the fact that he just, everything is just leading back to him. And these two people have talked to the January 6th committee. So the select committee. So I'm just wondering, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so we'll get back into it. So there's another portion of this that I wanted to let you guys know about, is that Congressman Gosar, Congressman Mo Brooks, and Andy Biggs, they all schemed up into putting pressure on Congress while they were voting, so that we couldn't lobby. And no, excuse me. They all put pressure on Congress while they were voting, and they let them know who they could lobby and who they could not lobby. He said that they could have had a change of heart, but they had so much pressure for Mo Brooks, Andy Biggs, and Paul Gosar. Child, I declare, what a disgrace. I knew Mo Brooks was directly involved some way, somehow. I knew that he was directly involved some way, somehow, because the day after the January 6th, after that happened, the very next day, he was one of the first members of Congress that spoke, and he actually tried to blame everything on Antifa. You know, when he did that, I knew that he was directly involved. So these planners are saying that they have absolutely no problem with testifying before the January 6th Select Committee. Many of the members of Congress have been they have reached out to them. Rolling Stone did reach out to them for comment, but they haven't heard anything back from any of them except for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Of course, Musty Marjorie is trying to backpedal and pussy pop out of it, and she says that she did not plan anything. She did not help plan the riot. She didn't help plan the insurrection. She's saying that she helped them plan the actual rally, but she didn't help them plan the what went on on January 6th at the Capitol building. She said she didn't have anything to do with that. And I'll also let you guys hear what she actually had to say today. Well, she said this last night with Steve Bannon. Take a listen.
The things that are turning these independent voters, but they need to look hard. They need to look harder at the lies of Blue Anon, because Blue Anon, the dangerous media, the Democrat media that is so divisive and would do anything to cause someone like me to be killed, or someone like you, Steve, to be killed because of the Democrat lies about us and about January 6th. You see, they're the real problem in the country, and I hope that these independent voters, these people that are starting to wake up, I hope they wake up to these lies, because they're telling terrible things about us, things that are not true, and things about other Republicans that are not true, and innocent people that were at the Capitol on January 6th. But the real truth is the communist revolution that the Democrats funded and waged every single day and every single night in American cities all across our country. You see, that was an attack on innocent American people, whereas January 6th was just a riot at the Capitol. And if you think about what our Declaration of Independence says, it says to overthrow tyrants. So there's a clear difference between January 6th and the Marxist communist revolution that Antifa, BLM, Democrat ground troops waged on the American people in 2020. But this selfish, self-righteous Congress that only serves itself refuses to talk about the people. All they want to talk about is the riot on January 6th. And I'm fed up with it. I'm sick of it. And I'm tired of their lies.
Child, Musty Marjorie is a disgrace. So she basically just used the Declaration of Independence to justify what happened on January 6th. And then she dared to say that the protests that were happening in the summer of throughout 2020 after the killing of the murder of George Floyd is akin to what happened on January 6th. In fact, she said that they were worse. I really don't. Yes, she called it a riot. I really don't know what Musty Marjorie is thinking, because trying to attempt to throw over the government for one lone man is completely disgraceful. I don't understand how this lady has not been expelled from Congress. She constantly does the most asinine and the stupidest things I have ever seen in my entire life. Musty Marjorie is a disgrace. And not only is she a disgrace to Congress, but she is a disgrace to the American people. And she embarrasses us every freaking day. Because let's just think about it. Even though she represents Georgia, she still represents the United States of America. And this is what people are looking at. They're looking at Musty Marjorie and the bullshit that she does every single day. And they're always talking about division. The Republicans are always talking about, oh, you guys are dividing us. You guys are dividing us. But they do this shit every single day. They do this every single day. I never hear them talk about bipartisanship anymore. Even when they're doing the negotiations for the infrastructure package, they never talk about bipartisanship anymore. What's the fucking point? They know they're lying. I mean, it is just completely insane. It is complete insanity that we have people like Musty Marjorie, the privileged pervert, which is Matt Gaetz. We have people like Lauren Bobblehead, and I'm not just. The fact that she just got her GED doesn't really bother me. I'm not a person that's going to bash someone who just got their GED, because you can have a lot of book sense but have no common sense. But she's just plain dumb on all fronts. And this is a representation of the United States. These are the people who we have in Congress. It's disgusting. Madison Cawthorn was called out, and I wish I would have got that video for you guys. Madison Cawthorn was called out at like a town hall of some sort, and he still believes that the election was stolen from Frumpy Dump. He still believes this. They're all trying to spin this. So now, after this article for the Rolling Stone come out, I told you Musty Marjorie, she's saying, oh, well, I didn't help plan anything. The only thing I didn't do anything on January 6th. The only thing that I helped plan was the Stop the Steal rally. That was the only thing that I helped plan. So now they're trying to spin this and say, oh, well, the only thing that I helped plan was us objecting to the Electoral College votes, the certification of the election, because I feel like he didn't win. They're saying because some states actually changed their election laws, meaning they allowed mail-in voting, meaning that they allowed longer hours for early voting. They made drop-off locations for their mail-in ballots more available. They're saying that is cheating because more people were given an opportunity to vote. How does that make sense? More people were given an opportunity to vote. Would you want as many Americans to be able to make their voice heard as far as who's going to be the president of the United States or anything? These Republicans are freaking disgraceful, y'all. I just don't even understand it. It is a disgrace, for them to constantly question election integrity, election integrity on the basis of, oh, well, more people voted in this election than any other time. We made it too easy for people to vote. That's what the hell you're supposed to do. Baby, yes, Trump is a mob boss, honey. He is a mob boss. So these two people that actually spoke with the Rolling Stone, they actually already spoke with members of the January 6th Select Committee. They said that they don't have a problem testifying and saying everything that they said in Rolling Stone. They don't have a problem saying that in front of the Select Committee. So I'm ready for them to do that. If they haven't done it, then they need to go ahead and do that, because this is insane that they were all a part of this. And we all knew this. You know what I'm saying? We knew that they were a part of it some way, somehow, So we'll just have to keep watching to see what happens. Honestly, guys, I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. I was very surprised when Steve Bannon was actually held accountable for not complying with his subpoena. I was very surprised when that happened. That wasn't something that I was expecting from them to do. Now it's going to be very interesting to see what the Justice Department is going to do. Are they actually going to hold him accountable? But I was surprised to see. That they actually went forward with even holding him in contempt. You know what I'm saying? Like, because honestly, they make up a lot of hoopla on Capitol Hill, but they actually do nothing about it. I mean, how many times have we heard that this person has an ethics complaint, or this person is going up, to do this and that, and nothing ever happens? How many times has Musty Marjorie been fined for not wearing a mask on the House floor? She just got fined for the third time. The fourth time, and nothing happens. These people, it seems like they're invincible in some points. So I'm just going to be interested to see how they're going to spin this, what's going to go on, what all is going to come out, because I know there's a lot of Americans that do want to know what happened. Why did January 6th happen? So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out, guys. And I'm just ready to see what's actually going to happen. Since I messed this one up, y'all, I don't think I'm going to put it on my podcast because I don't feel like editing it. So is there anything that you all want to talk about out there in YouTube land or Facebook? I'm going to talk to y'all now because I'm not going to upload this to the podcast. I think I was messing up too much. So anything y'all want to talk about real quick before I get off? Let me know in the comments. If I know about it, we'll talk about it real quick. And then, because I'm not going to upload this to the podcast. This was pretty bad, especially that part where I had to get up, and I don't feel like having to pull it out. So that's why I'm lazy, y'all. That's how I record this in parts. Like I get off and come back, so I don't have to sit up and edit it and pull it all together and all that. I don't feel like doing all that. So I just do it. I'm lazy as shit. Well, I'm not lazy. I'm fucking tired, for one. I'll let you guys know some news that I found out about it. If you're in Louisiana, they actually lift the mask mandate in stores and different places like that. Grocery stores, restaurants, bars, retailers, colleges, and other sites. But he did not lift the mask mandate for Louisiana's K through 12 schools. They will still have to have a mask in the classroom and this is mainly because the school superintendent is a piece of shit. He actually, like, if a student is exposed to COVID, he stopped it to where they didn't have to stay home. If they've been exposed to COVID, as long as they don't have symptoms, they still could come to school, even though, you could be asymptomatic and not show any signs of COVID. You know what I'm saying? I mean, still have COVID. So he basically kept them in schools. They're going to keep the mask in schools for right now. And he's going to revisit this, I believe, in a month. Louisiana has been doing pretty decent after a rough start. Now, let me backpedal and pussy pop. In New Orleans, the mayor actually is going to keep their mask mandate for a little while. So, yeah. I agree with you. Let's put that on the screen. Oh, not that one. Hold on. I don't know how to say your name. Andrea, I'm going to say. Andrea, I agree with that. But that's going to depend on whether they're going to go ahead and charge him with contempt or they're going to give him an opportunity to testify. He could have done that in the beginning, just pled the fifth. Why the fuck didn't he do that? Why did he make all this hoopla for nothing? It makes absolutely no sense, guys. It really doesn't. So, yeah. Let's see. Somebody said Texas. What do you want to talk about in Texas, Risa? How are you doing, lovely? You're new here. I don't know your face. Pretty lady. I don't know if she's still here. I don't know your face, though. Then I saw this lady. I don't know if she's still here. Thank you for coming. You said you're a new fan. I don't know if you found me on Twitter or Facebook, not Twitter, but Facebook or YouTube, but thank you for coming. Anything else y'all want to talk about before I backpedal and pussy pop out of here? November 1st, they'll let our children go to school without masks. I don't think it's a good idea. That's my take on it. Look what's happening in Europe and the UK. The case numbers are getting through the roof. Exactly. You need to make your own. I do have merchandise, my love. I have doubledmother.tiktok.store, and I actually have a shirt in there that says "Hot Boo Boo Shit Miss." So if you would like to purchase that, you can purchase that on my merch store. It's doubledmother.tiktok.store. And if you're following my Facebook, I actually have it on my Facebook where it's clickable, so you don't have to put that in. But I do have all kinds of merch. I have merch that says petty but accurate, Black Accurate News, all kind of stuff. I got mugs, cups, t-shirts, all kind of stuff. So if y'all want to check out some merch. Also, if you're following me here on Facebook, I do have the option where you can become a supporter, where you support me for $4.99 a month and you'll get access to exclusive content. And I think I'm going to make a group for it too. So please consider doing that. If you're here from Facebook, you can become a supporter and support me for $4.99 a month. And you can do it like as a trial or whatever if you want to. If you don't like it, then you can opt out of it. But please consider that. If you'd like to support Double D Mother, you can check the merch out as well. Also, even though I'm not going to load this onto my podcast because I flicked it up, you guys can check out my podcast, The Real Tea with Double D, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, all of those places, and GSMC Podcasting Network. But again, I do have merch at doubledmother.tiktok.store, and I also have an opportunity for you guys to support me at Facebook, become a supporter. So is there anything else that we need to talk about before I jump off of here? I'm kind of mad that I messed up my doggone. Oh, well, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll record another one of these tomorrow. Yes, everyone, please mask up. It's not that bad. What do you have to lose? I can agree with that. What do you have to lose? Let's see. Oh, thank you so much. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm just going to say Tamaya. I hope that's correct, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. How did you find me, Tamaya? Can you let me know if you found me from Facebook or TikTok, or where did you find me at? I really enjoy your clips, shows, etc. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. Michael, I don't know you. I think you must be new here. I'm just going to come through and speak to everybody. I really appreciate it. For real, I haven't had a cold in 2 years. Wear that doggone mask. I agree. To everyone, please go vote. Absolutely. If you are in Virginia, make sure you go vote. Thank you, Michael. You follow me all the way from TikTok. I love it here. If you are in Virginia, make sure that you go vote and you cast your vote for Terry McAuliffe. It is very important that we support Terry McAuliffe because he is behind in the polls. That is something that I wanted to speak about tonight. Terry McAuliffe, he is behind in the polls right now, which is very disappointing. So make sure if you're in there, make sure that you support Terry McAuliffe. Oh, you found me on Facebook. Thank you, Stacia. Yeah, I knew I'd never seen you before. Thank you for being here. Very beautiful lady. Oh, Michael. Yeah, you definitely follow me from TikTok saying, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes, 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 Hutty. You popped up on my Facebook news feed. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. You have a cute little dog there, too. I appreciate it. Oh, Tamaya found me on Instagram. Thank you, Tamaya. I appreciate you all from being here. Thank y'all so much. You know what? Y'all really know how to make me feel loved. I was worried about coming over to old Facebook because I was worried about how I was going to be received. Now, you know, I do get called all types of names and all kind of stuff. But you know what? It's been a wonderful experience thus far here on Facebook. I wouldn't change it. People are okay. I got some people that really support me here on Facebook. So that's why I continue to upload the content. I used to see you on TikTok. I am new here on. Oh, thank you, love. Don't let the polls get you down. Just get out there and vote. Absolutely. Get out there and vote, you guys. Terry McCall, he needs your votes. You should have your mail-in ballot. Make sure you go ahead and turn that in. And if you plan to vote in person, make sure that you do that and show up early and get her done. If you are in Virginia. Y'all don't want to get Glenn Youngkin. He's just another frumpy dump. Y'all, I wish I had more to talk about. I really was going to dive into that January 6th thing. You have the cutest kids. Thank you. Baby, don't be gassing me up. You know them foul pictures was ugly. Them babies know they could have did better. They was standing. Well, I ain't gonna say they was ugly, but I'm just gonna say that they could have. Them kids know they could have done better. They ain't do right. Virginia is very important in this. Absolutely, Michael. I agree. Isn't it funny? Facebook is getting better than TikTok. Baby, I agree. Talk to your Virginia friends. Absolutely. Talk to your Virginia friends. Let them know that you don't want to get Glenn Youngkin. Glenn Youngkin is just another frumpy to the motherfucking dump. Let's see, Marjorie. Taylor Greene. Oh, Margaret Trader Greene has some running against her. Oh, yes. Marcus Flowers. I was going to let you guys know, too. I'm going to be interviewing Marcus Flowers on Saturday at 6 o'clock Central Time. Now, that is going to be on TikTok. I'm going to see if I can kind of stream it to Facebook, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream to both because TikTok is weird like that. They won't allow it. But I will be interviewing him on TikTok on Saturday. So you guys make sure you check that out because it's going to be a real good interview. And I get to ask him some really good questions. So if you want to learn more about Marcus Flowers, he is running to unseat Musty Marjorie Taylor Greene. Make sure that you check that out because it's going to be a very good interview. Again, it's going to be at 6 o'clock Central Time. And I'll remind you here on Facebook so you can scurry on over and watch it. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to stream all of them simultaneously. But make sure you check that out. TikTok is too short. So glad you have a podcast on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Well, again, I'm sorry I messed up this podcast. I think, you know what I did? Thank you, Tamaya. You know what I did, though? Before I did this, usually before I record this, I'll drink a little coffee. But I didn't. This tea is just not pimping me up. And I really should have done a little bit more studying on that. I apologize. But everything I said was factual. I apologize, and then I apologize about my son waking up and kind of throwing me. That completely threw me off my game when he woke up, and I knew that it would. But my husband is working, so I got to get it in where I can fit it in. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. Well, it's not an episode. I hope y'all enjoyed this live, and I hope y'all come back. I'll probably come back. Well, tomorrow night I'll be recording The Real Tea with Double Dee. So make sure you come back tomorrow night at 9:30 Central Time, where I'll be recording The Real Tea with Double Dee with the Guru. And I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check out my podcast, The Real Tea with Double Dee. Make sure you follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I am Double Dee Mother, YouTube, Political Tea Talk, and TikTok, I am The Real Double Dee Mother. Make sure you guys are following me there. If you'd like to become a supporter here on Facebook, make sure you click that Become a Supporter button. It's only $4.99, and you can also support me by purchasing merch from my store called Double Dee Mother at doubledmother.tiktok.store. I really appreciate you guys for joining me, and I hope y'all have a fantastic night. And make sure you're following me so you can keep up on all the news. Have a good one. Good night. Thank you, Tamaya. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.